Okay, we are taking a quick break because this car was a Motec car, right? It's a Motec M600. Looks like they just cut their harness, snagged their 3.4 liter stroker out of it, and it's possible that they were too lazy to dig in here and see if the Motec was in here. If the Motec's in here, then this car pretty much paid for itself if that ECM is still in good condition. So I'm kind of praying here. So we have to, I should get gloves for this one. All right, let me see here, get a flashlight. Okay, flashlight. So it looks like it might still be in here. Oh, I see connectors. Oh. Is it? Or did they steal it? Oh, it might be gone. I'm not sure how they did this. Not sure. But when we get there, we'll figure it out.
That would have been pretty clutch if the M600 was still in there. But it's not, so no prize for me.
Continuing with our gutting of the car. Got some more trash bags, a tub to throw some of the garbage debris in. Some of the big plastic stuff that obviously we don't need. And then gonna continue to clean it out. Get all these seats out and all this other crap. Glove box. Moldings. Fuel lines. Trying to figure out how to get the seats out. The best way to get to the bolts. Obviously everything is covered in ash and just glass, and a little bit of a pain to get to. Alright, that was probably the hardest thing to get out so far. Just because everything is obviously melted around it. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. And from what I'm seeing underneath this carpet, it looks pretty good. Welcome back to the Burn Supra. In our last episode that I'd never filmed for you, I got a new subframe in and I bolted it up to the bottom with upper and lower control arms and suspension. Alright, and then I cleaned out the majority of the vehicle, minus some of my trash in here. That's an extra front subframe. Ended up not needing all of it. I had majority of the stuff that I needed. I haven't removed the dash yet just because I haven't had time. But we got the seats out, carpet out, some of the Dynamat out. Then we're going to vacuum all this crap out and start media blasting and seeing just how strong our metal is and if, in fact, it will come back to life. I think that we can save it a little bit. We shall see. If anything, it'll be for off-road use, and we'll make it like a little drift missile. But we're going to do something with the car, so that way it at least is, you know, still able to be driven and messed around with. It's not going to just die. So we got a hatch from an RSP Supra. Pretty stoked about that. And then, again, cleaned out all the crap. All this is trash. So this was everything that was inside the vehicle. The hatch is toast. That hatch is beyond warp. That's probably the thing that got the hottest was this hatch. The doors could technically be saved, but I'm gonna junk them. There's a couple batteries in the back for the stereo equipment. That's all stereo stuff. These are the old seats. That was by far the hardest thing to remove was the seats because everything melted on top of them. And you couldn't get to the bolts. They wouldn't slide on the rack, so that was a total pain. The rear end. Let me see if I can get down here to show you. The rear end, we did the same thing as the front. Oh, you can't see. Let me get my flashlight. All right, let's see here. So we just kind of rigged it up. This is not the right suspension for the shock tower and stuff, the strut. That is just in place to hold the weight of the vehicle. And we threw new upper control arms because the upper control arms are aluminum. So what happens to aluminum when it gets super hot is, hold on, let me focus, it melts. All right, so upper control arms were toast. There's another one. I took the axles out, those are shot. This is the old shocks. They're junk. And that's pretty much it. So didn't bang out any dents, didn't do anything like that. Threw some Mazda 3 wheels on it to get it to roll. And then, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I had 2 passenger lower control arms, so this one's on backwards. Well, this is a passenger side. So again, it just has to hold the weight of the vehicle, so nothing is in there properly. It's just thrown in there. So don't judge me on any of that, all right? I'm just getting it to roll. As soon as I get it to where it's going, all this stuff's coming right back off so we can media blast it, rotisserie the car, and do things of that nature. So the main goal is to get out of this stupid storage unit, and we'll vacuum it out, do things of that nature. So that's kind of what's going on right now. For everybody saying that it's totally compromised, throw it away, blah, 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 blah. All of this right here is perfectly fine. So, hold on. All right, all of this is fine. This didn't see fire. So from the firewall forward, you can see where it kind of stopped melting the plastics there. All this is good. So no matter what, this front half to me is worth at least $1,000 because it has a left-hand drive firewall, has frame rails, aprons, everything that I would need to fix multiple cars. Okay, so that lets me know just how hot this fire got. Then people kept saying the metal's all compromised, blah, 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 blah. All right, we did like a little sample sanding right here. The metal's actually not bad underneath. All right, it passes magnet test, and I think that I can save it. I'm not sure yet, so don't be like, oh, he's gonna paint over rust and it's gonna rust again in the future, whatever. Just chill. All right, there's all kind of an experiment to see what we can do. Then on this side, all this looks nasty, but really that's just the leftover sticky shit from the Dynamat or whatever. But this never got hot. Even the carpet that was underneath it, the carpet was all in place. It didn't melt. The heat of the fire was pretty much from this half up, all right, on the majority of the rear side. But I know it didn't get terribly hot because it's hard to explain, but I do think that this can be brought back to life. It might not last forever, and I would never sell this car without disclosing any and all of this information. That's why I'm putting it on YouTube. But it's, it's still a Supra, so I'm gonna see what I can do. Anyway, even the trunk pan back here, I don't know how much you can see, but even this still has the original coatings and stuff on it. It did not get that hot. Most of this is just dirt that once I media blast it, you'll see it'll come right back. All right, the whole bottom is good, which is the majority of the structure of the chassis. This stuff is not that big of a deal to change out. If I had to, I could reskin this. What I could do is chop off from here, all right, and I'd go hard top, and I'd cut all that out, change the quarters, all right, and then I have a pretty much good to go car again. Because like I said, look at this is fine. This is not, all right. This is, you can see where the heat changes, and then it gets rusty. All right, that's where the metal's the most compromised. But again, this is a skin. The structure of the vehicle didn't get that hot. So again, I know I'm gonna have critics saying otherwise, but also critics are everywhere and they don't fix Supras. So the only people that's opinion truly matter are people like Stefan Kindub and our Nout Vanderkamp and guys like that actually work with these cars on a daily basis. I think both of them told me this car's fucked, but again, I'm gonna try and make something of it. So we'll see what happens. This is gonna be a test subject. So we'll media blast it and see where she stands. But anyway, that's the burn Supra as of right now. Stay tuned. Follow the process. If anything, you'll learn how to at least media blast and do some other things that I'm sure someone will say I'm doing wrong. But yeah, that's where we're at. R4 Supra, it's a 97 twin turbo 6-speed. Doesn't deserve to die yet. Give it some time and I'll let you know what's going on. If anybody wants these burned doors, you better speak up real quickly because they're going to go in the trash. All right. Peace out, guys.